Welcome back, everybody, to our fashion video podcast. I'm really excited to have Tina on the line. Tina, you're in Colombia, is that correct?
Yeah, Tina in Colombia.
Fantastic. And you're a fashion designer. Can you tell us a little bit about your collection and what you do out there in Colombia?
Well, I'm a fashion designer. I've been that for 30 years. And I started in Paris and then came back home. And I've done many different things to end up doing sustainable fashion. And that's what I do right now. I buy vintage jeans and with ties, with suit ties. I do a great jean and I sell this jean and this skirt and everything with jeans. And also I buy saris in India. You know, the sari is a 7-meter fabric in which the Indian is wrapped around, and they are silks embroidered and hand dyed, and they are gorgeous. And with those, I do kimonos. So I am doing very well with my sustainable line, and that's what I'm doing right now.
It's exciting. So you're there. Can you give us a little tour of your studio there? You're in your studio there in Colombia?
Yeah, I'm in my studio in Barranquilla, Colombia. Barranquilla is in the Atlantic coast. It's very hot. I'm sweating right now because I just arrived, but I'm going to give you a tour. So this is my studio here. I have many things. That's the place where we work, where are the machines and everything, and my studio. And this is like the store. I also do, Steve, these are bags made up with Texan boots. And these are hand painted and they are beautiful. I don't know if you can touch it. Yeah.
Yes, I can see it. And then before you logged in, you said you're getting ready to do a photo shoot here this afternoon. You have one of your models there.
They're going to be models this afternoon. Yes, we're going to photo shoot in this area.
Very nice. And you have your assistant. You have your assistant there.
Wow, she's not great. My sister. She's my neighbor, and she's my very close friend.
Very
nice. Then I'm just gonna give you a little, another little tour. So this is my studio, which is huge.
Oh, it's a huge studio.
It's gorgeous. It's very Western, my product. I have hats. I have many things. Okay. And I'm going to send you some videos, Steve, so that you can back up your, I don't know, whatever you want with the models, if you want.
That'd be great. That'd be great. So tell us and I think it's so cool. So you actually you have a boutique, you have a work area, you have a studio, all in that one space there.
Yes, I have a boutique, a work area, and I take care of my clients here. At this point of my life, I'm selling only retail directly to the person who's going to use the item. At the beginning, I sold wholesale. I used to sell to great department stores in the United States, like Barney's, New York, like Neiman Marcus, Saks Fifth Avenue. But at this point of my life, I want to be small. I don't want to be big anymore. Being big makes me a slave, and I don't want to be that anymore. So I'm just going to shows, to different shows in the world, and selling my product in the spots that I arrange for taking care of my customers.
So when you're doing these shows, are you hoping then to sell directly to the consumer via through your website? Is that your business model then? So you're selling stuff there in your boutique, and then you're going through these shows, and then is your hope to sell them directly to them via the internet?
Yes, you know, there are kind of shows right now in the world that sell directly to consumer. So in Colombia, there are a lot. I also go to Panama. I go to Europe to some. So who goes to those shows? The person who's going to wear the item. And I sell directly to those people. I do sell also by internet. Nena, ojo con ese ruido. I also sell by internet, by my Instagram, which is growing every day. And like that's the way of selling right now, Steve. Like the pandemic changed many things.
Right. So when were you always doing the sustainable repurposing jeans, or is this something you transitioned to recently?
It's a transition pushed by the pandemic. You understand the word pandemic, or am I
Yes,
using the
yes,
word?
yes,
Okay.
yes.
It is pushed by the pandemic, but I was changing. So I changed to sustainability on the one hand and to selling directly to consumer on the other hand. Those are my two big changes. And I sell at my showroom and in shows.
Okay. So, as far as sourcing these jeans, are you just hitting thrift stores within your country, or how are you finding these jeans to repurpose?
Well, I do sell in my country. I'm very known in my country, but I also go to shows in Panama, in Mexico, in all the Latin countries. I also sell in Paris through someone and in
Mhm.
Miami through someone. So I go to these kind of shows, and I do it's something informal, but I want to do it a little formal, like maybe fashion shows too, but not to grow too much. Like my boot, my how do you say that? I don't want to grow too much. I want to stay how I am, but I definitely want to make a step in the United States because my product is very Western. And I am quite sure I'm going to sell it very well in that area of Texas, New Mexico, all that.
Very nice. So, so you're taking these jeans and you're repurposing. Are you buying the jeans that you're repurposing strictly in your country, or are you buying some of that stuff online?
Not online. I bought.
No, no.
I
I
bought.
guess
I,
let me rephrase that
yeah,
question. So you're repurposing jeans,
yeah.
right? That's your sustainable model. So you buy these jeans and you're making them your own. Is that
Yes, I,
correct?
I bought I bought some in Houston where I bought also the Texan boots that I also repurpose. I bought some in New Jersey and I buy also in my country. Like this market of the secondhand jeans is everywhere.
Right. So that's curious. So tell us your journey into fashion. How long you've been a fashion designer? Are you self-trained, or did you go to school to become a fashion designer? What was your journey like to become a fashion designer?
I've been in the business for about 28 years. I studied my career in Paris for 3 years, then made like a huge journey doing courses in many little countries, like more artisan courses, and then came back home and started my career. It has changed a lot. Uh, I've done anything, but right now I'm like a like in the sustainable business.
Very nice. So for the people who are watching our podcast, I get working in that corporate environment and having the buyers. Can you tell us, for people that want to deal with these bigger boutiques and Barneys and stuff like that, how did you make those connections, and what were some of the good things and what were some of the challenges about working with these bigger department stores?
Okay, those contacts I did them. I used to sell in a show in the Javits Center in New York, and all the department stores came to that show, and my product was really very special. So I sold to them. It was good being there. It was good because it's also a card of presentation. Like if people sees you there, everyone wants to have you. But on the other hand, they have so many rules, and they put how do you call that? So let's say if the merchandise arrives half day late, then they put you to pay money. How do you call that in English?
Like penalties, like
A
a
penalty.
penalty?
So yeah, they put penalties for everything. But it was very nice, and it was very important for my career to be with them at the beginning.
Very nice. So, what advice do you have for people that want to get into fashion design?
Excuse me?
What
What was the
advice do you, yeah, what advice do you have for people that want to get into the industry, become a fashion designer?
Okay, the advice that I give and that I do personally give to every young people that approaches to me and tells me that they want to be big. I don't know. I always say you can try being a huge factory, but it's a big step, and it's being a big factory comes with the big headaches. So my advice to them is try to be small, try to focus in a particular area, to specialize in that, and then you can see if you want to be bigger. But my advice is that try to start with a small area and focusing in one special thing.
It's great advice. So how do you get your inspiration? So you get a pair of jeans. What's your process?
Okay, you wouldn't believe it, but my process, I went to Switzerland for 2 years for living, and I found out that the antique furniture business was very interesting in Switzerland. So I took a container full of antique furniture, and I start dressing those chairs and that furniture, doing collage with different fabrics. So I found out in that point, like 10 years ago, that I really wanted to do a vintage thing. I love vintage materials. I love the old look, and I like putting together things that you wouldn't imagine I put together. And I'm very good at that, like doing a balance in the things, mixing different colors, different textures. So I really stayed in the collage. You understand collage, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Collage,
So
yes. Yes.
if you want to see my jean, is a collage of a vintage product with a tie. So I just put everything together and it looks great together. And everything I do, if you take a look at it, it's collage. Put it, I then put it in the body of the woman. And right now I'm also doing for men. So for men that want to look with the brilliant colors and all this, but it's mostly about collage. And that's how I started doing the sustainable product. So I stayed in there in that program.
You have really great energy. I imagine you like working. Before, when you're selling directly to the department stores, you didn't really get to work with the customers directly. And I can imagine that your customers take delight in working with you directly when they get to visit your boutique.
Yes, I didn't know that. Like I started in wholesaling, I really didn't know how a good experience it was to work directly with my consumer, and how people love you after loving your products and becoming like addicted to them. They start loving you, and it's very good to feel that. I didn't feel that with a department stores, of course, but I like it very much.
That's very exciting. So would you like to leave our guests with any other advice? Do you have any shows coming up? Fashion shows coming up?
Excuse me?
Do you have any fashion shows that you would like us to know about that you're doing in the near future?
Yeah, I'm doing a fashion show in the Panama Fashion Week, and I'm doing another fashion show in Mexico. That's gonna be the next 2 months, and of course, I can send you a video. Maybe you can share it at in Santa Fe Fashion Week, and I would love to go to Santa Fe. So whenever you have anything, like, it doesn't have to be huge, but I would travel there and share everything I do with you, for you to see it, for your people to see it, and to try it on, and for you and I to know in person.
Yeah, we would love to do that. We would love to do that. So when you're you said you're doing a model photo shoot. So are you doing both photography and videos to promote your collections?
Stephen, today in Instagram, unfortunately, videos are displacing pictures. People like more seeing videos. So yes, the answer is, always that I take photo shoots, I have to do videos too, because it's what people like more. I do post pictures too, but people enjoy more videos today.
Yeah, and then are you utilizing YouTube and TikTok at all?
No, not at all, Stephen. I should,
Okay.
but I really don't have the time. I'm more into Instagram.
Right. Yeah, my only suggestion is interesting because I have for Santa Fe Fashion Week, I use obviously Instagram and YouTube and TikTok and LinkedIn, and you can post a video on all three of those platforms. And TikTok just seems to get a lot more views for whatever reason. You can take that same video that you're using for Instagram and just upload it to TikTok. So the same vertical process.
You know, I do that. I want to know something. I'm in charge of everything in my business. I don't have a huge factory. Like, there are people that sew for me in their houses, in their homes, and there are people that come here. But I sew like everywhere. I do the work everywhere, and I am on top of everything. But I definitely need to learn the TikTok thing and to enter into this world and share it like you're telling me. Like, it's the same you share it. It's not a double work. It's the same work. I just need to learn it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's pretty easy. It's pretty easy to learn. And the thing too is what I find intriguing is storytelling. I think people want to get to know the person behind the fashion, and then people could connect with you and your collection. And I think Instagram and TikTok, it's important to show the fashion, but also your backstory and your journey and how you arrive at these wonderful pieces.
Yeah, I promise you, I'm gonna be already in the TikTok thing.
Sounds great. Well, we look forward to following your journey, and thank you so much for joining us here on our video podcast. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much for your opportunity, and let's keep in touch. Thanks.
Definitely.
Okay. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.